Beyond 2040, and welcome to another edition of the Progressive Rock and Metal album review series. And today I'm going to be taking a look at another 2023 release, this time from a band that's been around for close to almost 30 years now, and they've been a long-time favourite of mine. I've seen these guys many times over for the past 11 years now, since their reformation back in 2012. And my dad has been a long-time follower and a huge fan of this band since their inception. And this edition is dedicated to my dad. Special shout out to him. And this is a band that, quite frankly, needs no introduction whatsoever. I am talking about, of course, the one and only legendary Swedish progressive rock band, the Flower Kings, and this is their newest recording for Inside Out Music, Look at You Now. So, Look at You Now is the first Flower Kings album to feature new material since 2022's By Royal Decree, so that's already over a year now. So, the Flower Kings have always been known as being very prolific with releasing new material. They tend to release new albums every year or every couple of years, so you tend to get a new Flower Kings album all the time, so that's really good. And this album, Look at You Now, kind of harkens back to some of the earlier Flower Kings albums. And the Flower Kings have had a number of different lineup changes in their almost 3-decade career as a band, but the one constant who's been at the helm since its inception is the Flower King himself, guitarist, vocalist, composer, and bandleader Roine Stolt, who is also an amazing multi-instrumentalist who plays bass and keyboards. And this album features the return of some old faces and some new faces as well. So we've got on guitars, vocals, Roine Stolt, the return of founding member brother Michael Stolt on bass and vocals, longtime cornerstone and member guitarist and vocalist Hasse Froberg, and drummer Mirko Demaio, who has been in the band for quite some time now. And guest musicians featured on this album is Hasse Bruniusson on percussion, Lalle Larsson from Weaveworld on keyboards, Jannica Lund on backing vocals, Marjana Semkina on vocals, and Jörgen Sälde on nylon guitar. So some very prolific and notable guest appearances from some of the most well-known musicians from Sweden. So let's have a look. So there are all of the lyrics and some more lyrics, and there's also a couple of instrumentals as well. And some more lyrics. There is the Flower King himself, Roine Stolt, and brother Michael Stolt and Hasse Froberg. And some more lyrics here as well. Another cool shot here of the Flower Kings. And some more lyrics here. And some more lyrics of the songs. And the personnel and the musicians that are featured on this album. So all of the music and lyrics is written and composed by Roine Stolt, with the exception of one track which was co-composed by Roine Stolt and Mirko Demaio, and 1 and 2 tracks that are written and composed by brother Michael Stolt and Jannica Lund. And also some more credits here as well. So since the release of this album now, the new lineup of the Flower Kings is Roine Stolt, Hasse Froberg, Michael Stolt, Mirko Demaio, and Lalle Larsson. So not a bad lineup for the Flower Kings, in my opinion. I just went to see the Flower Kings not too long ago, and they were unbelievable. So with Look at You Now, there's short songs, and of course there's some epics as well. You know, a couple of long songs here. So we've got Beginner's Eyes, The Dream, Hollow Man, Dr. Ribedur, Mother Earth, The Queen, The Light in Your Eyes, Season's End, Scars, Stronghold, Father Sky, Day for Peace, and the title track, Look at You Now, which is the longest track on this album, clocking in at 12 minutes. So, a lot of the songs on this album, with the exception of the title track, are clocking in around about 4 minutes, 6 minutes, 5 minutes. So, a lot of the songs are quite normal length. You know, obviously, the Flower Kings are well renowned for their long epics. And musically, Look at You Now is an amazing album. You know, the Flower Kings, in my opinion, have never done a bad album. Obviously, there are better albums than others, but I think with the Flower Kings, one thing you know with them, when you hear the Flower Kings, you know who it is because they have such a distinct and recognizable sound. And this album is definitely a throwback to those early classic Flower Kings recordings, and it's an amazing album. Roine Stolt is on top form both musically and vocally. Michael Stolt lays down some solid bass grooves. Hasse Froberg, great guitar playing and an unbelievable singer as well, especially with the way Roine Stolt's vocals and his vocals blend together. It's just an amazing treat to hear. So the standout tracks for me are Look at You Now, Beginner's Eyes, Mother Earth, The Queen, The Light in Your Eyes, Season's End, and Father Sky. But a good collection of songs from start to finish. For me, this is kind of harkened back to the good old days of the Flower Kings, and a nice reminder to say that we're still here, we're still doing what we're doing, and we're not slowing down for anyone. And really pleased to see that the Flower Kings are still going very strong and putting out great music. So there you have it, the Flower Kings. Look at You Now. Very strong recording, very enjoyable, and very pleasing to the ear. And for me, as great as the Flower Kings are in the studio, they sound even better live. And if you haven't seen the Flower Kings, highly recommend you check them out. They're an unbelievable band, and they really put the epic in prog. So doesn't get any better than the Flower Kings. So there you have it. The Flower Kings, Look at You Now. Fantastic stuff. So that is going to be it from me. I'm going to wrap this up now. What's your favourite track from the Flower Kings, Look at You Now? Is it Beginner's Eyes, The Dream, Hollow Man, Dr. Ribedu, Mother Earth, The Queen, The Light in Your Eyes, Season's End, Scars, Stronghold, Father Sky, Day for Peace, or the title track, Look at You Now? There's no right or wrong answer. We all have our favourite tracks. You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below. And I will see all of you next time for another edition of the Progressive Rock and Metal album review series. So until next time, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And once again, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening.